Hello and welcome. Hello. Thank you so much for taking the time. As always, I'm back. I'm here in 2025, and I really hope that you guys have had had a really good week this first week in 2025. So I thought I would jump on and reintroduce myself, and I'm going to have to do some housekeeping here. So over the past couple of weeks, I have had a real amazing inundation of people coming to me, trying to book me for a reading, a spiritual phone consultation, or to conduct any level of natal chart report, where I go in there and I look at your astrological blueprint, the DNA of who you are. I look at your life path. I look at all of this stuff and I go with what I feel. I go with what comes through to me. Many of you know that, yes, I am an occultist, and yes, this is a real active thing. So I wanted to be really straightforward and just get this out there with you about my services. If you're coming to me on any level from wherever you are, I need you to follow the steps for me in the way that I ask for it. I'm not going to go into detail too much in this video about why I do it that way. I just need you to do it that way. All right. Some of you might know I work with certain things or I can connect with certain things. That's none of your concern. Where I channel, where I go to get what I need to conduct the exchange of the booking is completely inconsequential to you. I am a medium. Okay. That's what I do. I'm the thing in between. I'm merely facilitating sharing knowledge for you. So just quickly saying it now, if you don't know anything about astrology or energies or the occult, I just want you to know that whether you believe it or not, or whether you're unaware of it or not through ignorance, any level of kind of indoctrination, or you identify as an atheist and you just kind of choose to just bypass everything that you're actually already a part of, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter to me. But I have to also abide by laws and rules around certain things that I share with the public. So I will be coming back here later in this month to announce and send the links through to the Patreon. So that way I'll be able to share more information about certain things of the occult nature with people while they are paying me for that knowledge. Okay? So it's much like, I guess the easiest way to describe this would be is, say, for example, I was a lawyer and you needed to get something done through a court of law. There's a process, and you would approach a lawyer for their legal knowledge and expertise on the matter. Then you would conduct or prepare a case of some kind that would go to before the court, aka the spiritual world. And sometimes mostly with humans, it doesn't go in their favor. A lot of the time it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then you have to start again, go back through the process. This is very similar in a lot of ways to how I conduct this level of service that I'm offering to the public. Now, I've only just recently opened this up, so it's only been a few months, but already the response that I'm getting here is quite easily enough for me to just run a full-time business off. Now, if you know anything about me, I'm like triple Sagittarian. I am super disinterested in sitting on the fucking emails. I'm not sitting on the emails. I'm not interested in long, drawn out ping pong conversations with you. Once I share that information, once I conduct the MP3 recording and I send you that link and you've paid me, that is the end of our transaction. That is the end of my time and energy that I had to put at risk at times to get that for you. Okay? This isn't Walmart. This isn't the mall. This is a very, very spiritual service that is very, very personal. Now, I'm talking very personal stuff here. Obviously, with only your permission, I'm going in there to look at your energetic signature. So when I say I need you to write into me in the email very clearly your full name, the name that was given to you in the human form when you were born, the date of birth, the time of birth, and a recent face picture. Don't come at me with Photoshop pictures or pictures of you that are really dark or pictures of you with your sunglasses on and you're standing in the fucking background. Super disinterested. I'm only interested in trying to help you get what you want in your reading. So if you want me to help you, you have to help yourself. All right. So if you're serious about this and you want a reading, follow the simple prompts. Write it in letters. If it's November, if you were born on the 11th month of the year of the calendar, write in the word November. Just write it in letters. Don't write it in numbers. Believe me, this is what I need. It's really simple and straightforward. So the more direct you are with me, the more easier you are for me to deal with, the better the result will be for you. Okay, so I can't make it any more clear. So that's how it works. Whether you know it or not, energies work on numbers. Energies, all things have frequencies. Time, space, matter, angels, demons, all of these things, the Goetia, they're all there. And when people say, I can't see them, I don't know, they're there. Okay? So this isn't entertainment. And in a few cases, I've had people come through to me and I'm not here to entertain you. This isn't like a service that I do for entertainment. I know legally that this comes under the range of entertainment because it has to legally, but I go into health conversations, court case conversations, all different types of things from all around the world. Where's my mother's body? This type of stuff comes through in the emails. Okay? I take this very seriously. This is people's lives. I have a level of responsibility to know that what I'm giving you guys is right and true. Now, the thing with humans is, humans, mostly they only want to see what they want to see. They only want to hear what they want to hear. They only want to hear something positive that sounds good and sounds fluffy. But I can assure you, and please just take my word for it, the spiritual world is neither dark or light. It is both. Nature, life and death, animals eating other animals head first. That's the natural world. You're living in a modern world that is in disassociation from the spiritual world on so many levels. So without going into it too much, whether you know it or not, you're actually in violation of certain laws already, whether you know it or not. Whether you got a surrogacy, whether you got a baby through a tube that you bought, whether you bought another human being, okay, whether you're violating natural law. These types of things have been indoctrinated into human culture. So a lot of you are actually already operating in a space that is not in the higher astral, celestial way. A lot of you are operating in the demonic world. A lot of you are. Yeah. And we know these days, look at the state of this world. I live in Australia. Our country is collapsing. It'll only be a few years from now. Okay. We are heading into pre-apocalyptic times. Whether you believe it or not, you're there. It's happening. All right. It's not sustainable on any level. And a lot of people that are sitting back and it's kind of like, without getting too political, it's basically heading into a time where we're going to have lords and we're going to have basically peasants, like the divide between wealth and poverty. And I could go on, but what I'm saying is just please, if you've listened to my channel long enough, take my word for it. Okay, this stuff is very real. So I have to conduct myself in a way that to me is of some level of ethic. I have to have ethics with this. Often when I have readings with people and I go in there and I'm able to get that stuff for them that they need, they latch onto me. And I totally understand, because you've found someone that can do this, and I understand. But I need you to understand that this is no different to the lawyer's analogy that I gave you before. The exchange of time and energy has to be equal for me as well. It takes a lot out of me to do this stuff. You know, this is me laying on the floor meditating for an hour before I even go in there and see what I see. All right, so it takes a lot out of me to be a mystic, to keep my energetic levels up high when I'm coming into other people's energy fields that are so unbelievably spiritually filthy. This is also a thing for me that I have to work on, whether you know it or not. Okay, it's not like buying something on Danos Direct or some American shit like that. Okay, so the exchange is, after the reading has been conducted, you're welcome to send in a review, and I've got lots of reviews. I'll be putting them up on my website in the next few weeks so you can see them. And so after that's done, it's done. I don't want you to contact me for a while. There's nothing that we need to go over. If we've covered everything that you asked in your questions, by the way, you get 3 questions in your email, and I focus on that in the reading, then I don't want to see you. You need to go and live your life. You need to go out into the world, and you're an adult. So conduct yourself as such. You have to understand that when you start to make everything your fault and start taking ownership for your life, that's when life actually can improve. There is no cheat sheet, okay? There is no code to just skip to the end. If you want to expand, you have to be prepared to suffer. You have to be prepared to give something to get something, especially when it comes to the spiritual world. You're not going to get something for free, all right? So when you come to me, the reading's done, it's done, that's the end. If you want to book me again, then you have to go through the process again, go to the website, send in the email, let's book a phone consultation, let's have a chat. Or maybe you want me to go in there again and look at something else. Either way, where you come or how you approach me is critical to how I engage with you, because I won't go low. I won't do it. Okay, I'm not doing it. It's not about the money necessarily for me anymore. This is integrity, and this is serious stuff. And I take this work very seriously. All right? Particularly when people have been living in some level of illusion, and then they come to someone like me, and that whole illusion can be smashed and destroyed very easily, kind of, flipped upside down. That's very dangerous stuff. And I'm very aware of that. So the dismount of a reading with me has to be gentle, and it has to come from a place of love and from a place of truth. But if you're not in alignment with yourself in your truth, then things that stem off you will also be out of alignment. Therefore, the cause and effect of things that you've done in your life with other people will also be out of alignment. This creates conflict and trauma and problems. It's part of the human condition. I get it. All right. Now, another thing, I just recently now, and this isn't me having a go at someone just recently, I don't do any level of reading, natal chart reading, or any level of spiritual reading on a child. If you're under the age of 18, I will not be looking at your astrological chart. I will not be tuning in with you. I don't go there. I don't do it. It's not my thing. Okay? And as an occultist, as a healer, as a mystic, as a shaman, I am actually against any level of occult object being in a house. I don't think kids should be anywhere near any of this stuff. I think kids should stay away from it. I don't think it's good for them. Kids are magical times like 100. And whether you know it or not, there are doorways and portholes that can be opened from using tools like the tarot cards and things like that when you bring them into the house. So the kid didn't necessarily have an option for that to not be there. So this also creates problems as well, which no one wants to really talk about it. I'm talking about it now. It shouldn't be in the house. It shouldn't be around kids. And it's just my very strong viewpoint on this, because there has to be a level of ethics, and you don't want your kid caught up in that, and you don't want your kid being connected with something that you don't know, that you can't see, but it could still be there anyway. Believe me, it happens. Possession happens. These days, more people are bonding with the lower astral world than ever before. Everyone's in survival mode. They're all trying to survive and fuck each other over, for better use of the word, just to survive. All right. So you have to understand that it's not, I know that this is like Hollywood stuff and people kind of, it's been dramatized or exaggerated in a way that is entertainment, but it's actually not. It's not entertainment. All right. So this stuff is very real, and I don't do readings on kids. So I really stay away from that. The only time I'd need to do that is if it was a very specific reading and you were looking for me to try and connect to something, trying to find the location of something like that, then I would ask for that level of information. But until then, that's not my thing, and it's not something that I'm prepared to do in a consultation with me. And at this point, I'm just not doing it. All right. So don't bring that to me. I won't do it. Also, if I ask you for a question and you don't have anything that's really pressing you, that's really bugging you, that's really on your mind, then it's not a valid question. It's not there. It's okay. If you really have a question, it will be there. We should never force anything like this spiritually, okay? Like attraction. It's either you can't logic attraction in a way, I guess, if that makes, how do I word that? You can't, it's not something that you put on like a pie graph and you do like a chart and this type of thing. That's not what spirituality is. All right. So you can't over logically think in something into it's more of the heart and the spirit and the soul than it is in the mind or the possession of just knowing facts and information. I hope that made sense. It's why I'm an artist. It's hard to explain, but being a creative and being a mystic is not logical. So I don't look in the logic of it when I'm trying to figure it out. I let it flow through me, and then bits and pieces of logic come out in the reading that form the direction and the information that I'm trying to channel for you while I'm doing the reading. So you have to be really realistic. A lot of people, I think, really want a reading that is hyper exciting and hyper dramatized, but the natural world doesn't work like that either. It's not TV. It's not Hollywood. If you go out the street, you'll see a dog in the street, a baby crying down the road. This clouds is changing. It's not real. Like that level of expectation isn't real. All right. So you have to have realistic expectations within yourself, because at this point, I think like fantasy and reality have really blurred a lot in people's minds, especially young people that didn't necessarily see the world that came in before them. They're only standing on what was built before them, but they don't understand what it was or what others went through to get it. I hope that made sense. So yeah, I hope that's really everything I think I wanted to explain. So yes, please go ahead. It is a 10-day turnaround period. I have recently taken some time off because I am a beach bum. I'm down at the beach. I'm swimming. I'm enjoying my life. And understanding now the little time that we all have left before some massive shifts start to happen in the world, I understand that I have to really use my time very, very wisely. And I have to be very, very selective with my energy and who I give my energy and my love to, because we don't have the time that we think we do. And even that being said, if something happened in the world, which at some point it's going to very soon, it's not far away now, but we can feel that this energy is crackling. But it's like we take things for granted. We think we have more time with someone. We think we'll figure it out later, and you actually don't. When you look at a time-space continuum of a human's life, I think it was actually something I've mentioned before called a reverse calendar. If some of you have heard of this, you may know it is also used on the left-hand path, which is a calendar that is kind of counting down to something, or a calendar that we black out the years that we've already used up in a human lifespan. Okay, so it's very confronting. You probably could download one off Google or something now. Some website, I'm sure, would offer it to you. It's very confronting, and it really is a great wake-up call, because it creates a level of polarity for someone to understand that when you take away all of the sleeping, all of the years that you've already used up of your life, and all of the things that you have to do, like the day-to-day things, like just living is very difficult. You work half a year for free paying taxes for things you don't even agree with. When you start to actually really zoom in on a microscope level and have a look at this, you'll actually see that you have fuck all time. So that's why, for me now in my life, having moved house, I've moved to this beautiful place. I'm moving again to the beach. I want to enjoy the time that I have, and I don't want to get caught up in other people's bullshit and their drama and their nonsense. If they're not vibrating at a higher level that is acceptable to me, I won't engage with it. I remove it from my life. I focus on my game plan, and anything that isn't in alignment with that, I just get them out of there and focus and keep it going and keep it moving. Okay, so I've tried to be as direct and polite as I can be in wording this, and I hope that you guys you get the message that I'm trying to project to you. I'm wishing you a great 2025. I know it's getting very hard out there. A lot of you are very mentally ill. A lot of people these days are insanely mentally ill. We're living in a very sick society. It's all consumer-based, toxins, poisons, everything. It's, hey. I understand. I'm in it too. I'm bound to the same laws that you are as well, relatively here. But in the time that I have, I'd rather be enjoying life than putting up or dealing with something that is just, it's not an equal exchange. Okay, that wouldn't be fair now, would it? That being said, go to my website, book me in. You can get a natal chart report in an MP3. I just need the simple details that I've asked for. Yes, the face pick is important. I can read energy from a face. And otherwise, the other option is I will have a chat with you and conduct that reading with you in an hour phone conversation on WhatsApp or Signal app. And we can go over anything you want. I still will require to look at your chart as well, so I can tune in with you and then go in there and get what I get for you. To me, it's like going down into the bottom of a lake. I don't know what's down there. All right, I don't know what I'm going to find. A lot of people that are liars or psychopaths, narcissists, that type of thing, a lot of those people tend to stay away from me, because when you meet someone that can access information on their behalf without their permission, that is super dangerous to them, because that would expose them now, wouldn't it? And they don't want that. The other type of narcissist that I would get is someone that just wants to use my spiritual knowledge to try and to the betterment of their success as well. And of course, I have limits to how far I'm prepared to go for that. So that's what it is. After we've had our phone consultation, go and live your life, be a human and do your thing. Go out and fuck and date and court and do your study and do what you have to do. Everyone's here for a different reason. We're all doing different things. I know most humans are NPCs, but that's not my problem yet again. And of course, your level of success with my knowledge is not my problem. For the Patreon, already I'm getting people asking me on how to make a pact with a demon. This is something I will be talking on I will be talking about this, but will I be showing you on how to do this? No. I also have to understand that sharing secret information or sharing things of this nature can also be dangerous as well. It's part of this whole karmic thing, all right? So I'll leave it here. Lots of love and truth to you. Be honest with yourself and be truthful. You're an adult. Make it your fault because it is your fault. That's life. It's not fair, but it is what it is. Okay? All right, lots of love. I will see you in the next video. I will be doing Aquarius next. And then I'm going to be doing some natal charts again like I did for Elon Musk, just so you guys can see what I do. Just a bit of fun. I have no interest in celebrities, but I'll do it for you anyway because you guys like it. So lots of love, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, 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 bye.